Hello, Sacred Ground Collective, community, deep roots, friends. Welcome to the first episode of Sparks of Egypt. I'm Cristina, and today I'm gonna share my very first day in Egypt back in October 2018. And I'm gonna read to you my experience, my travel report, which I wrote back then. I'm so happy to have you here. So here we go. Arrival in Cairo and my very first view of the pyramids. Oh my God. Honestly, I do not know where to start, because all my life I have wanted to go and see the pyramids. I kept saying, before I move on, before I die, I want to experience the pyramids life. To describe how I feel finally being here is somehow difficult. My ability to communicate is not too bad, I think. However, in the light of this mystical, magical construction, this entity, this being that for millennia has been on the same spot, far older than the history teaches us, stands in the same position and draws people under her spell and leaves me overwhelmingly speechless. I feel the magic and the power that emanates from her, from them. Welcome home, the Egyptians tell you, and they mean it exactly like that. Their warm-hearted hospitality makes any preconceived fears melt away. For the next 14 days, I will be traveling to mystical, magical, mythological, and mysterious historic places, together with a group of 8 people I have never met before, and one man and 7 women, and an Egyptian tour manager and an Egyptologist. I'm just wondering what can top all of these feelings, to be at the feet of the pyramids of Giza in this gorgeous, gorgeous Mina House Hotel, where I feel treated like a queen. At 5 p.m. we gather for our official welcome. We are picked up by the tour manager and taken to a private location. The organizer and facilitator of this trip welcomes us and talks about our journey and about our intentions for the next 14 days. Her tender way of speaking about Egypt and her deep love for mystical and mythological energies of this land is poignant. I love to listen to Bee, and she has traveled through the land of Egypt many times in her life, this and past lives. We all introduce ourselves. Each of the attendees shares some things about themselves and their motivation to take part in this journey. We quickly realize that we all have our own reasons to be there, but at the same time there is this feeling of the group, of even if we don't know each other, didn't know each other, there was this immediate connection between us. Our Egyptologist, which I call AK, introduces himself and speaks into our hearts. He asks us to experience everything, not from the present life, not just from the present life, but with all our lives, past and future ones. He has a very, he has never, excuse me, he has never experienced anyone in more than 40 years on the job who was left untouched by the energies of Egypt. We should be aware that we are not alone here, that everyone we know, all our loved ones and ancestors are with us. What we experience and learn here will touch them as well. Egypt transforms everyone, not just those who seek spiritual development, insight, and expansion of consciousness. I was totally puzzled and touched by his words. So much wisdom and knowledge spoke through this middle-aged gentleman with white, longish hair and enormous communication skills. Our tour manager, Kiko, which I call Kiko, starts sharing his experience and explains to us that Egypt is our home and that he will be responsible for taking care of us for the next 14 days. Whatever we need, we can turn to him. He explains to us that every single place we will visit has its own special energy, and that we should approach each place with new eyes. Also, that every temple and location has a unique effect on each one of us, he goes on. In order for us to experience this energy, it is important to perceive with all our senses and feel Egypt and not think Egypt. So I was deeply touched again by this explanation. The private session that we will have the next day between the poles of the Sphinx is going to be a very special moment, because no one else will be on the Giza Plateau. It will be just us. I'm so excited and I can't wait for the next day. After this beautiful gathering and sharing and connecting, we went out to dinner in a restaurant called Andrea. That was a really already exciting gathering and moment, and I just felt really connected with the entire group. Thank you for listening. And the next day between the poles of the Sphinx will come soon. I hope you stay tuned. Bye.